All right, so we're moving on to our next writing polynomials assignment. Okay, it's still the same concept. The only thing is that we are going to be writing polynomials in standard form from this table. Okay, so if I look here, where there's two things that we're looking for a 0 in the y value, which would be this one, and then we'd look for a 0 in the x value. Okay, so the ones where we have a 0 in the y value, these are my x intercepts. And then this one that is in the 0 is the x value, this is my y-intercept. Okay. So remember, if you want to graph it just so you can get an idea of what it looks like, we have negative 3, 0, and 2, 0, and 0, negative 30. So something like this, your graph is going to be what looks like, I'm not sure. I guess we can plot all the points. Negative 4, 30, 0, negative 2, negative 20, 1, negative 30, 0, 30, 1, negative 20, 2, 0, 3, 30. Yeah, so it's going to look like a parabola shape. Okay, so we have these two zeros. Okay, so if x equals negative 3 is a 0, remember x plus 3 is a factor. If x equals 2 is a 0, then that means that x minus 2 is a factor. So doing the same thing that we did last time, we're going to go ahead and multiply these. I'm going to make a little box here off to the side. X plus 3 and x minus 2. We get x squared, negative 2x, 3x, and negative 6. So when we multiply these, we end up with x squared. Negative 2x plus 3x gives us a positive x minus 6. So once you get that, you go ahead and take your y equals a times x squared. We want to figure out what a is, so we go ahead and plug in our y-intercept. We plug in the negative 30 equals a, which is what we're looking for. We don't know. And then everywhere where we see an x, we put in a 0. And so this ends up giving us negative 30 equals a times negative 6. We go ahead and solve for a by dividing by negative 6. That cancels here, and we get 5 equals a. Okay, once we get what a is, remember we go back in and we plug it in here. That's our third step. So we get our function is equal to, instead of a, we're plugging in a 5. So 5 times x squared plus x minus 6. So this is going to be the equation of that table. 5x squared plus 5x minus 30. And that's it. Okay, so let's go ahead and try another example. So on here we have negative 3, negative 48, negative 2, negative 1. So I see a 0 here. That's one of my zeros. This is another 0. This is another 0. So this time it has 3 zeros. We have x plus 1 is a factor, because here x is equal to negative 1. This one's going to be x minus 1 is a factor because x is equal to 1. And last, x is equal to 3. So that makes x minus 3 a factor. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and multiply these two in a box. So x plus 1, whoops, I don't know what I was doing. X plus 1 and x minus 1. So we multiply x times x gives us x squared. Negative 1 times x is negative 1x. 1 times x is 1x. Negative 1 times 1 is negative 1. So when I multiply these two, I end up getting x squared. And when I try to combine these, they end up canceling each other out. So we just get x squared minus 1. And we still need to multiply times x minus 3. So again, off to the side, I'm going to multiply that in a box method. So we get x squared times x is x to the third power. X times negative 3 gives us negative 3x squared. Negative 1 times x is negative 1x. And negative 1 times negative 3 gives us a positive 3. So when I go ahead and write this down, it gives me x cubed minus 3x squared. That has nothing to combine with, minus x plus 3. So none of these we can combine because they're all different. None of them are like terms. Okay. Once you are done multiplying, we're going to go ahead and take whatever y is equal to and then plug in the a. So I am going to choose this one because it's the simplest one, which is your y-intercept. Okay, so when y is equal to 3, your x value is equal to 0. So you plug in 0 instead of x everywhere here. And so we end up getting 3 is equal to a times 3. Okay, then when we solve for a, we need to divide both sides by 3. 3. This cancels. We end up getting a is equal to 1. So that means that when we write our function, we're distributing 1 to the x squared minus 3x squared minus x plus 3. To this part right here is the part that you distribute. Oh, sorry, right here is the part that you distribute it to. But you end up with the exact same thing. So I'm just going to erase it. I'm not going to rewrite it. There you go. Alrighty. I think I'm going to stop there. I think it's getting a little bit repetitive. These ones just have, it's the exact same thing. So I don't think I have to do 2 more examples, but that's it. Thank you guys. We'll see you. Bye.